Rahul Gandhi's vote Chori claim in Haryana, the H-bomb that he released yesterday, it seems to have hit some fact-check holes. The Brazilian model in question, who Rahul Gandhi claimed had reportedly voted 22 times in 10 different booths because her photograph was there for 10 different names in 10 different photo ID cards. That person, that Brazilian model, has been identified. Her name is Larissa. She took to social media, and that's the picture you're seeing on the middle of your screen. She took to social media and she said she's never even visited India, leave alone voting in elections in Haryana. So how did her photograph end up in these 10 or 20 voter ID cards? Now, we did a couple of ground checks of these women whose voter ID cards supposedly had the picture of this Brazilian model. At least two of those women who actually voted in a place called Rai, it's close to Sonipat in Haryana, they have said that yes, it's possible that there was a photograph mismatch, a photograph discrepancy in their photo ID card, in their voter ID card, but they are not fake voters. They are genuine voters. They went, they voted, they have the voter slip to prove that as well. So this whole allegation that this was vote chori, these were inflated voters, fake voters, as has been alleged by Mr. Gandhi, that doesn't quite seem to be adding up. Yes, it's entirely possible that there was a photograph mismatch. So the question then is, will these charges of vote chori, sarkar chori, as Mr. Gandhi put it in his press conference yesterday, will it stand the test of fact check?
She votes 22 times in Haryana. And she votes in 10 different booths in Haryana. And she's got multiple names. Somebody fed this lady into the electoral list.
Pra tratar não passar meu número e tal, o cara achou meu Instagram, me chamou no Instagram. Agora uma outra pessoa que não tem nada a ver com o assunto, uma amiga minha de outra cidade, me manda uma foto, vou colocar aqui pra vocês, aqui embaixo pra vocês verem. Aqui. Vocês não vão acreditar. Ô, gente.
So she's basically saying she's not even visited India. She's saying, what madness is this? Somebody's trying to make me part of a scam. Rahul Gandhi claimed initially that this Brazilian model, her photo, was used 22 times across 10 different polling booths in Haryana. Now, this lady in question, this Brazilian model, her name is Larissa. She took to her Instagram page, and that's the video you saw a moment ago. She put out that video and she said that this is an old picture of hers and that she has no idea why this is being circulated in a poll-related issue in India. She's not visited India, let alone, voting in an election in Haryana. Rahul Gandhi claimed, as extrapolation, that 1 out of 8 voters, 25 lakh voters in the state of Haryana, were fake as per the Haryana electoral list, the fake electoral list prepared by the Election Commission. One of those voters, one of those 22 times that this voter supposedly voted, one of them happens to be this lady called Pinky Kaushik in this place called Rai near Sonipat. We spoke to her, I'll play that out in a moment. But basically she says her voter ID had a photo discrepancy, had a photo mismatch, and it's possible that it was that of the Brazilian model. But she says that she was the one who cast her vote and she did this herself, and she has the voter slip to prove that. And that long-standing issue of a photo ID mismatch, photo mismatch in her ID card, voter ID card, that is a long-standing issue that's been there for a number of years now. She's sort of written to the Election Commission, but this issue has not been solved. But that is not the same thing as suggesting that somebody else voted in her place. She claims that she is the one who voted and she has the voter slip to prove it. Rahul also said that there was a theft of 25 lakh votes in Haryana. So he said 1 out of every 8 votes, or at least 8 voters in that voter list, the electoral rolls prepared by the Election Commission, was a fake voter. Another voter that he again said was fake, her name is Munish Devi. Again, we caught up with her today and she said, again, she was the one who cast her own vote and that there was no vote chori or fake votes. Now, let me play that out. We sent our reporter Anvit to this place called Rai. It's close to Sonipat. This is what CNN News 18 found. We spoke to these two individuals who Rahul Gandhi claimed were fake voters. This is what they said.
That's a stock photograph, and she is one of 25 lakh such records.
We are right now in Sonipat in Machola village, and this is one Aadhaar card based on which the owner of this Aadhaar card, Pinky, in 2019 her voter ID, she got her voter ID made. Her picture was different. It was not her picture on that voter ID, and since then when she got her details corrected, she never received back her corrected voter ID. Pinky जी, आपका जब ये वोटर आईडी आया था 2019 में, तो ये इस पे फोटो आपका नहीं था?
सर हमारा नहीं था, किसी और साधारण महिला का था।
उनको आप जानते नहीं, उनसे कोई वास्ता
नहीं? सर हम उनको नहीं जानते, लेकिन जो अभी ये ब्राजील मॉडल का लग के आ रहा है वो ये भी नहीं था।
वो ये नहीं था
ना सर।
तो 19 में आपने वोटर आईडी बनवाया जिसपे आपका फोटो नहीं था, फिर आपने उसको सही होने के लिए दिया था, फोटो भी दी थी, आधार कार्ड भी दिया था, सब कुछ सेम था, बस एक फोटो चेंज हुई थी। अच्छा।
जो उसके बाद वो हमारा दोबारा कभी बन के ही नहीं आया।
ठीक है, और उसमें जन्म तिथि और एड्रेस वगैरह सब
सेम था, सब कुछ सेम था।
तो उसके बाद से फिर आप वोट कैसे कर रही हैं?
सर हम आधार कार्ड से डालते हैं, जो सरकार की तरफ से स्लिप आती है वो लेके जाते हैं, उसी से हमारा वोट डालते हैं।
सुनील जी, आप बता रहे हैं कि ये जो फोटो है, ये जो फोटो इलेक्टोरल रोल में बताई जा रही है मुनीश जी की, ये वोटर आईडी में ये फोटो नहीं थी?
नहीं, ये वोटर आईडी में नहीं थी। वोटर आईडी में जो फोटो है ये है।
अच्छा। वोटर आईडी में जो फोटो है वो ये है, और ये सही फोटो है?
हाँ, ये बिल्कुल सही।
इसमें भी नाम मुनीश देवी है और हस्बैंड का नाम नरेंद्र सिंह है, और इसमें उम्र दिखाई है इनकी 23 साल।
हाँ जी।
तो विच मीन्स कि ये काफ़ी पहले बना है ये वोटर आईडी?
हाँ, ये कम से कम इसको हो गए।
फोटो बताई जा रही है जिसमें ये बता रहे हैं कि किसी मॉडल की फोटो है, इसका आप लोगों को कोई जानकारी?
नहीं, इसकी हमें कोई जानकारी नहीं हुई। अब की बार जैसे हमने विधानसभा इलेक्शन में भी वोट डाल ली और लोकसभा में भी डाल ली, तो हम अपने आईडी प्रूफ लेके चले गए और वहाँ हमने दिखाया, पूरा परिवार साथ में गया, हम अपनी वोट डाल के आगे। हमारे को वहाँ भी किसी ने ये नहीं बताया कि आपके फ़ोटो की जगह किसी और का फ़ोटो है। और हमने जब ये आईडी बनवाई थी तब से सेम है, हमने इसमें कोई फेरबदल नहीं किया है।
Okay, I want to go for a straight face-off on this. Sanju Verma, national spokesperson of the BJP, joining us. Mahima Singh, spokesperson of the Congress, joining us. Mahima Singh, you heard those two case studies. These two individuals who Rahul Gandhi had alleged were one of those 22 times where this Brazilian model supposedly voted. Both of them have said that it was they who went and voted, and they have the voter slips to prove that.
Jai Hind. In fact, Zaka, I was listening to that testimony of Pinky Kaushik's very carefully. And at the end, if you pay attention, what she says is that she sent her photo ID, her Epic ID for rectification, which, by the way, she says did not have this photograph which we have displayed. It had some other photograph. And that Epic ID was never sent back. She has not been issued an Epic ID since then. The Epic ID we are displaying is another Epic ID, which of course there's an issue of duplicacies. We are talking about 25 lakh fake Epic IDs here. It's not a small number. It forms 12% of total adult suffrage in Haryana. So
no,
you
but
see,
ma'am, the
when you
claim
are
that
listening
Mr.
to
Gandhi made yesterday is that this Brazilian model voted 22 times in 10 different booths. She herself took to social media and said she's never even visited India. Forget about voting in Haryana. You are isolating a fragment of his statement. You please play his statement in full. And he goes on and says that this photograph has been used. It is probably a stock photograph. And it has been used and it has been misused across 10 booths 22 times at least. That's what he goes on saying. So surmises and conjectures are all right, Zaka. But the fact of the matter is that there are at least 66 voters registered at one BJP leader's house. What about that? Of 223 photos in one booth are duplicate. There are plenty, lakhs and lakhs of blurred photographs. There is a person who's very well-to-do. Just for example, one person who's been registered on a house number 0. What about all of these questions? But ma'am, none of that turned out to be fake voters. There's a world of a difference between saying there's a problem with the electoral rolls and suggesting that the problem with the electoral rolls enables fake voters to come and vote. It's not. It's apples and oranges.
Again, Zaka, you're trying to establish a case based on surmises and conjectures. We have presented hard evidence. You go and talk to two people and you come back to comment on 25 lakh aberrations.
It's 2 out of the 22 people that your leader claimed a Brazilian model went and voted in lieu of.
Doesn't behave as CNN talking about stock photographs being used. That is an instance What photographs
So,
being used?
Sanju Verma, in this case, this lady, Pinky Kaushik, she says there was a problem of a photo mismatch in her voter ID card, in her Epic card. She had tried to rectify it. She sent it to the Election Commission, but she never got the correct photo printed. And she says she only shows the Aadhaar card and goes and votes. Now, my understanding is that if you are a registered voter, wherever you are, you have to show your voter ID card. Without that, you're not even let into the booth. And if there is a wrong photograph on your voter ID card, that makes it even more curious a case as to how Election Commission officials let her into the booth in the first place.
You know, Zaka, yours is a very important show. First and foremost, I want to tell the audience of your show that this entire fake narrative of vote chori by Rahul Gandhi proves only one thing. Rahul Gandhi is a sore loser. Rahul Gandhi is a bad workman who blames his tools. Now that Rahul Gandhi can smell defeat, see the writing on the wall, he knows that Congress is in for a root shock come 14th November. What does he do? One day before phase 1 of Bihar polls, he comes up with a fake vote chori narrative pertaining to Haryana, जहां पर इलेक्शन के नतीजे और इलेक्शन एक साल पहले हो चुकी है. But I will address some key points because the Congress pravakta spoke for about 3 minutes. I could not understand a zilch of what she was trying to convey. Look at this. The draft electoral roll of Haryana was published on the 2nd of August 2024. Final electoral roll was shared with all political parties and their representatives by the Election Commission on 27th August 2024. The voting for Haryana was held on 5th October 2024, which means, effectively speaking, Zaka, there was a 64-day window for Congress darbaris, for Rahul Gandhi and his retainers to verify the electoral roll and file any objection if they deemed fit.
No, but
Why
ma'am,
was
how
the
are they supposed to
64
know that a Brazilian model's photo has been used in 22 electoral
I'm coming to
rolls?
that.
How will they
I'm
know
coming-
that?
I'm coming to that, Zaka. This is not about a Brazilian model. Let's be very honest. Congress was wiped out in Maharashtra. Rahul Gandhi said Maharashtra elections were fabricated. 22 lakh voters were deleted in Telangana. The BJP lost, the Congress won. I have not seen Rahul Gandhi say that the Telangana elections were fabricated, Zaka. We lost Himachal by only 37,000 votes overall. And guess what? 59,000 voters were deleted ahead of Himachal elections. The BJP lost, the Congress won. You did not see Sanju Verma coming on your show. And
Okay,
shedding
I
copious
get that.
tears.
You are saying that this
Look,
is,
I need to
excuses for
finish.
an impending defeat. But please
Zaka,
answer
can
my,
I make
no,
my
please
last
answer my
point?
question. Ma'am, please answer my question. How is the Election Commission allowing, in this case, Pinky Kaushik or Munshi Devi to go and vote if the photo on their Epic card does not match their face? It's like me
Zaka,
saying I go to the airport and the CISF looks at my Aadhaar card and the photo on my Aadhaar card and my face don't match. They won't let me in.
Zaka, let me make a very important point with no offense to you. I want to address the bigger issue at hand. Rahul Gandhi gave the example of Minta Devi. No hydrogen bomb. It turned out to be a Fuski bomb. Rahul Gandhi said fake votes given by a man called Aditya Srivastav turned out to be a Fuski bomb. Rahul Gandhi gave the example of 80 people residing in a man called Jairam Reddy's house in Karnataka, claiming Jairam Reddy is a BJP agent. He said his entire family for the longest time has voted for Congress. Time fifth bomb nikla wo bhi. Then Gandhi gave the example of Gurkirat Singh Dang. He also said that his name has been fraudulently used. Now the Brazilian model has named and shamed Rahul Gandhi, calling out his hypocrisy. My limited point is this. If there are aberrations, go and file under section 20, 21, 24B of the Representation of People's Act. Let your returning officers know that there has been an aberration or a breach. Let the ERO know that there's been an aberration. Let the Chief Election Commissioner know that there's been an aberration. Tell me one thing, Zaka. There are more than 17,000 BLS that the Congress has in Bihar. And after the draft roll was published, Congress party has not filed a single appeal.
Okay.
Not even one appeal.
So Maima saying, now, number one, none of your BLOs have filed any appeal. Even the Supreme Court asked this question. Why are the political party representatives not coming forth and saying that these are the problems in the rolls? Number one. Number two, Haryana election got over a year ago. What is the reason for Mr. Gandhi to rake that up now on the eve of the Bihar elections? The BJP says he's simply laying the ground for an excuse for the impending loss in Bihar.
I'm quite amused and amazed at the BJP spokesperson's selective memory loss. You know, she's got a selective memory syndrome because all the examples she's given, she forgot Chandigarh mayor election, where the Supreme Court of India was prompted to say this is broad daylight murder of democracy, and the person sitting there, the receiving officer sitting there, was one of BJP's own office bearers, erstwhile office bearers. Now, need I remind the Panipat Sarpanch election also, Zaka, which months ago the Supreme Court had to intervene and vindicate the person who actually won. And the BJP leader who had been sitting as a Sarpanch for 2.5 years had actually wrongfully taken over that election, and it has now been proved. Now, coming to your question, you're talking about why 1 year has been taken. Have you forgotten, Zaka, that in December 2024, when Punjab Haryana High Court gave a direction to the Election Commission of India saying that please present the evidence, the CCTV footage and the voter rolls to Mahmood Pracha, who was an appellant there, in the due manner, the Election Commission of India, before 6 weeks, rather overnight, within 2 weeks, went on to change the rules of Election Commission of India historically, the rules of Representation of People's Act. So you see, you're talking about why come 1 year
I still am not able to understand how you are drawing 2 and 2 together, that aberrations of voter roll means it's being done at the behest of the BJP, it means it's being done to inflate the BJP's vote. How are you making that connection?
Allow me to complete my thought. I just gave you this nuance of the Punjab Haryana High Court. Now, need I remind how the Election Commission of India, after Mahadevpura and Aland press conferences done by the Honorable Leader of Opposition, Shri Rahul Gandhi, went on the massive cover-up operation. The BJP and Election Commission of India are partners in crime here, against the democracy, accused and guilty of
Sanju Verma, see, in Aland, the Congress's contention is the Congress government there at least formed an SIT. In Haryana, you are the ruling party. Why don't you form an SIT and probe the allegations that Mr. Gandhi has raised?
Zaka, now please let me allow my rebuttal. I will start with Hindi की कुछ पंक्तियां. लहजे में बदजुबानी, चेहरे पे नकाब लिए फिरते हैं. जिनके खुद के बही खाते बिगड़े हुए हैं, वो आज मुझसे मेरा हिसाब मांगे फिरते हैं. Let me make one thing very clear. The Supreme Court was quoted on your show, Zaka. The former CJI Chandrachud, former CJI Sanjeev Khanna, and current judge of the Supreme Court, Sudhanshu Dhulia, have said one thing to Rahul Gandhi and to the Congress party when they questioned EVMs. Do not question EVMs and create an atmosphere of fear and confusion in the country.
No, but ma'am, this has nothing to do with EVMs. This is about electoral rolls. It's about the sanctity of the electoral rolls.
Zaka, let me have my say.
Have your say, but please, we're not talking about EVMs today. Yeah.
I am talking about EVMs to tell your audience that Rahul Gandhi has been shifting goalposts because he has lost 3 Lok Sabha elections in a row. He first blamed the EVMs. Now he's come up with this vote chori narrative. And let me tell you what the Supreme Court told Rahul Gandhi when he keeps talking this lie about 2,200 square kilometers being taken over from India by China. The Supreme Court said you would not be a true national because a true national does not make reckless allegations without proof. My limited point is Rahul Gandhi is so frustrated, he's shifting the goalposts, moving from one lie to another in a bid to gain political mileage. He has lost political relevance. He has lost political ground. And he's not seeing the coffee.
I got to leave it at that. Let's see. Like I said, it was particularly curious why this was brought up a year plus later on the eve of the Bihar elections. And two, the contention that Mr. Gandhi made that there was this Brazilian model voted 22 times in 10 different booths. That's been sort of, some holes have been poked in that, with the model herself coming out and saying, forget about voting in Haryana elections, I've not even visited India. That's number one. And number two, Two of those set people have said that they voted. They are genuine voters. They have voted. They have voter slips to show. Yes, there may be photo discrepancies. That does raise some questions of the Election Commission officials. How can you allow someone whose photo on the EPIC card or the voter ID card is not the same as the face of the person who's standing in front of you? How was that person led in the booth in the first place? But we'll see how this proceeds further.